What up, though? This is Shigeto on Ghostly International. This is OutsideIn Festival, and you're watching Lost at E minor. Word. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a concept, kind of. It's a very personal album. I kind of, long story short, I'm half Japanese, and I felt this kind of strong disconnection with my Japanese heritage my whole life. And once I started making music, and it became a kind of a platform for me to really get my thoughts out and be more of a kind of real thing rather than just my passion, I figured it'd be a great idea to kind of create an album that was dedicated to that heritage, in a way of like paying homage to my grandmother, my grandfather, kind of like dedicating a book to somebody you care about. So yeah, and then on the musical side, it was mainly, you know, more live audio and myself playing instruments. So in a way, getting to my musical lineage. So kind of where I came from, being a jazz musician growing up and having my comfort zone be behind instruments rather than in front of a computer. So yeah. I don't have much time these days. I love to go to sessions once in a while, play with some old friends, but it definitely is a part of my music 100%, whether it's the chord progressions or just the rhythms or whatever I'm feeling. I mean, it's always been my kind of, it's just been the source of everything, you know, since I was young. So I think just naturally it comes through, but then there's other tracks where I'm specifically trying to go for that, you know, but it's yeah, I like to get jazzy once in a while. Well, I went to school in New York in 2001 and have a good kind of home base away from home there. So I guess it was about 4 years ago. I was back in Michigan, and Ghostly had been talking to me, and they had just moved their offices to New York recently, and my girlfriend was very interested in going to culinary school, so we kind of decided New York's a really good place to pursue that and also pursue music. So I just went back. But I actually just moved back to Detroit. I'm based in Detroit now, yeah. About 3 months ago, so. I'd definitely be in the food industry. It's another passion of mine. My family has been in the food industry. It was my job for years and years before music took over. So, I don't know, I'd definitely be running some sort of little cafe or bistro or little tapas bar. I still want to open something eventually, you know, kind of merge the music and the food. Yeah. I just enjoy collecting sound. I think the palette you have, you know, kind of like the paints or colors you use while painting is kind of what defines you in a lot of ways. So I spend a lot of time just recording my own stuff, recording myself, recording friends, playing instruments, field recordings, just subways, all that sort of stuff. But I do it mainly with my iPhone, just because it's always in my pocket, so I can whip it out anytime I need and get the sample and then mess with it later. Yeah. Oh man, it's so different. I mean, my comfort zone is playing live in a lot of ways. I incorporate the drums a lot more. I feel I can express myself more clearly and just bring it to higher levels with the drums. But and also, of course, you have the audience and you're feeding off them. But in the studio, I like the solitude. I like working at my own pace, creating. I don't know. I like the two worlds because they're so different, and my life's spent between the two. So I'm glad they're different. You know, I don't know. Yeah. So much. But mainly I'd say other musicians and my friends, you know, just growing up I was lucky to be surrounded by a lot of really talented players, whether it was jazz or DJing or producing or rappers. So I'd say my friends are my biggest influence. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was crazy. I had just played in Budapest with Africa High Tech, and I was flying a small kind of propeller plane from Budapest to Bucharest, and basically when we were taking off, the engine exploded and the whole cabin filled with smoke. It was crazy. It was like a movie. Like everyone was screaming, "We're gonna die! We're gonna die!" I looked outside and I saw the propeller literally just slow down and then stop, and I thought it was over. Like I thought it was the end. But you know, luckily these pilots are quite well trained, and the physics of the situation allowed the plane to just kind of coast, and we just landed in a field and got on the next plane and played the show. So it was crazy though. I will never fly on a propeller plane again if I can help it. I won't let it stop me from flying, but if I can help it, I'm not getting on one of those. Oh yeah, definitely. Great guys, legends, so humble. Yeah, very much looking forward to it. Oh, it's great. Amazing people, amazing weather, great food, great shows. I've enjoyed it. Yeah. Not really. Just finishing up the next album, and I hope y'all pick it up.